What's up, guys? John here. What we are going to witness front row, we have a front row seat to this show, is the greatest transfer of wealth in human history. We've never seen anything like what we're going to see. It's going to be just an incredible show. And this is why. We're probably going to see, if I had to throw a number out there, maybe between 80 and 100 million people lose their homes in the course of the next 12 months, 24 months maximum. That is a massive figure. And how I come up with that figure is just a brief analysis. 40 million is the estimate of who is scheduled to be evicted as of July. Then we had the August, September, October, November, and December payments that are going to be due. If they were gaining at 10 million a month, at 5 million a month moving forward from there, it's 60 million. You added a 9% mortgage delinquency rate like what we have right now. We have 1 million other homes that are in foreclosure just because they didn't know about forbearance, and we have 4.1 million other homes in forbearance. And that 4.1 number was 2 months ago. So it's likely about 5 million plus now. So you have all this happening, and in addition to all that, the eviction moratorium's up in December 31st. It's not like they're gonna kick out some kids and their mother in the snow. They're not. They're gonna likely extend it again. And all that's going to do is amplify the pain that's going to be felt in this market. They push out to March or April. I mean, it's going to get nasty. It's going to get bad. And what billionaires are doing right now is they're sizing up the market, seeing where the opportunity is at. And my prediction, we're going to see a lot of big tech companies dive in and buying single family homes. Private equity companies as well, gobbling up all these homes, and this is why. So when these people lose their houses, they get foreclosed on, they go bankrupt. What happens? They can't buy a house for 3 years to 7 years, depending on the level of bankruptcy they file or which bankruptcy they file. So they're forced to rent for 3 to 7 years. So basically, these companies can go out there and buy these houses, put 40% or 50% down, and just buy a whole portfolio, or buy a whole portfolio in cash and refinance, and ultimately use these tenants as essentially employees that just pay off the debt. And then what happens is these tenants, they can then buy products and services from them. Facebook does it. They could easily start saying, you could run your business through Facebook ads, or you can do this through Facebook. And Amazon does it. You can get groceries through Whole Foods at a discount. And they start building out that type of ecosystem, which I think is inevitable at this point. You look at the companies they own, they're really growing. Facebook and Amazon together have about 100 companies, give or take, below both companies. So that being said, they're growing greatly. And as these properties go into foreclosure, what they want is to accumulate all the power. And we're seeing this right now. We're seeing it through censorship. We're seeing it through what we can and can't say, what we can and can't do. And they've become so powerful. And it would blow my mind if they did not get into residential real estate. I see it happening. The other thing that I see happening also is the wave of rent deductions happening, decreasing of rent. And this is going to be huge. We look at Manhattan. Manhattan already has between 5 and 9% in rent deductions, a 5 to 9% rent decrease. So what that means is anyone that bought a property at a 5% or 6% return, they're going to lose their property. It's not going to be able to hold on. And that's going to go across the board. If that happens all across the country, huge problems. So not only do you have all of these people that bought these properties through businesses that they own, that the government essentially made them go into bankruptcy because all these closures, you can't open your business. They lose their business and they lose their home. Now they have to go rent, and now they're in a really difficult spot. And how do Amazon and Facebook and these private equity companies and investors go out and price properties? Well, they're going to price them based on the incomes in the neighborhood in that area. So we're going to see what the incomes are going to be. And they're definitely going to be going down because it's going to be a buyer's market for employers, because you're going to have all these people looking for jobs and only so many people hiring. So what's going to then happen is these people are going to be able to be much more selective with who they hire. It's going to bring wages down. So ultimately, we're just going to see this huge transfer of wealth. It's going to be massive, and it's going to be amazing for new investors, people that want to go out there and buy their first deal. Because what then is going to happen is they're going to have more of an opportunity to go out and buy a deal, because these big companies aren't going to be looking at these little 2, 3, 4 unit properties. They're going to be looking to buy portfolios and buy massive deals and go out there and really just seize the market. So if you are a new investor and you're thinking about investing in real estate, now's the time to make sure you have good credit, really good credit. 720 and above is what mortgage lenders want to see. In addition to that, you want to make sure you have cash in the bank. What I would recommend doing is, if you haven't already, go on Yelp, look at mortgage brokers in your area, look for a mortgage broker with really good reviews, hop on the phone, tell them what you want to do, what type of property you want to buy, if you know. Some people might not know yet. So just figure out what you can qualify for. If you were to buy a 3-unit or a 4-unit deal, figure out what you can do and what price point you're at. And they'll tell you for free if you can qualify, what problems you have, where you stand. And this is going to be great information. Last thing you want to do is not do this now, and the market crashes, and then you're like, oh, the house across the street or this property on the street is such an amazing deal, can I go buy it? And then you hop on the phone with the mortgage lender and they're like, no, we can't give you the loan because of this. So now's the time to do it. If you have credit issues, I have a free video I'll ping right here for you to help you increase your credit score, for free, obviously. And then, so you get your credit score in line, you figure out what you can qualify for, and then you figure out what kind of deal you want to buy. I personally think that the smart way to look at this going forward right now is, because what we're seeing is traditional business models getting destroyed. And we're seeing a real huge gap in just job insecurity in America. And I personally think that it's going to be very hard for people with a 9-to-5 job in 10 years and 20 years and even 5 years, because it's just going to be, I personally just think it's just going to be very, very, very competitive, and you're going to be fighting on wage, meaning like your overall salary. It's going to just be more of a competition for you to find a great job. So I think that the smart person right now is writing out all their expenses, coming up with exactly what they need in terms of survival on a month-to-month schedule, and reverse engineering that figure through a multifamily real estate deal. Now, if you do it really smart, the first deal will set you up for the second deal, and the second deal will set you up for the third deal. And before you know it, you have multiple deals. They're all producing great cash flow and revenue, and you are in a position of really focusing on value add opportunities. Rather than trying to find a job to make an extra $2 an hour, $3 an hour, you're focusing more on what's the biggest form of value I can create right now, and focusing on that, because ultimately that value is going to exchange for a much greater monetary payout than chasing a couple dollars an hour more over here. So figuring out that game plan is just so smart, and that's what I'm doing right now. Right now, I have multiple things that I'm contemplating and building out a plan of what I'm going to do in the coming month, just right around the corner. I mean, I'm in LA now. I'm likely they're going to go to New Jersey or go to Florida, and I'm going to start going on a buying spree. But it's going to be a 3-step process, and I'm going to explain that in a future video of what I'd be doing in each location, how I'm going to be doing it, and what my overall plan is going to be, because I see the entire world changing in the coming year or so. I think it's going to just get very hard for a lot of people, and I have a son now. So me building out what I'm going to be building out is going to be what is ultimately going to set him up forever. And if I have other children, set them up forever. I mean, right now they would be comfortable, but the way that the world is right now, it's getting so expensive. So I can only imagine how expensive things are going to be down the road. So if you want to learn about real estate, passive income, multifamily, you really want to learn about how you can get started, I have a mentorship program. I'll just ping it down here. You can take a look at it if you're interested. If not, no problem. But I'm going to be including everyone inside of my other mentorship program, my Q&As that I'm going to do every single week for the rest of the year. So every Thursday, 6 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, you can go into my lives, send me your deals, I'll review your deals, I'll help you build out a plan, I'll help you execute on that plan and set you up, and really just set you up and put you on the map. So that being said, look at what the billionaires are doing. They're hoarding cash, they're getting ready, and they're doing it for a reason. I mean, Buffett's, he's sitting 25% of his entire Berkshire portfolio is cash. It's crazy. 25% is a massive figure he's been accumulating for the last many years. So he's getting ready to do something big. And, obviously this guy knows what he's doing. I look at him, I look at Ray Dalio, I look at a variety of other billionaires, Mark Cuban also, has been on a sell-off for the last 8 months. He's sitting in cash, getting ready for real estate investing. And for all good reasons, these people are smart people. They know opportunity is coming. It's other people out there that are naive that see the market and they're like, you know what? Market's booming. This is the new normal. New normal is low interest rate and everyone just gets multiple offers on their property. So I was talking to a builder friend of mine today. He was saying how he wrote an offer on a property. There's 27 other offers on the property. 27 other offers, and the property is overpriced. So, like, it just blows my mind. It blows my mind that people think that this is going to continue. It's not. This is all an illusion, and the illusion is going to become evident very, very soon. So think big, build out a really smart plan, and you will make a fortune. I'm telling you, an absolute fortune in this new normal. And don't think about how expensive property prices are in your market right now, thinking, oh, prices are $500,000 in my neighborhood. I can't afford $500,000. Well, you don't know if prices are going to drop to $300,000, to $400,000, to $200,000. You don't know. So figure out where you stand and get ready, because opportunity is coming. All right, guys. That being said, please smash the like button, and I'll see you guys in the next video.